In the name of Allah, I would like to express our gratitude, my gratitude to Russia and to the hosts of this conference, Mr. Popova, in the first place, for inviting me to take part in the conference. I would like to start as an Egyptian journalist. And I want to say that we remain committed to moderate Islam. And our newspaper continues to promote this attitude to Islam. And I would like to dispel your fears and say that Al-Azhar remains moderate. That's the first observation, my first comment. Mr. Popov has mentioned that despite international efforts, we are witnessing a strengthening terrorism. Yeah, that's true. We agree with this assessment. And we must call a spade and say that we are witnessing hypocrisy of the international community, hypocrisy about international terrorism, and this is a dangerous dimension of this whole problem. I'm afraid that in a year or two, maybe in a decade, as a result of this hypocrisy, we'll be still talking about the same things that we're discussing now, about Daesh or non-Daesh or new Daesh, new organizations which are trying to revive and to restore the ideology produced by Daesh or ISIS. I would like to say that the most dangerous element of this hypocrisy is found in two spheres. First of all, hypocrisy about states which finance and patronize and sponsor terrorism, and the states which provide weapons to the gangs of terrorists. And another element of hypocrisy is connected with organization connected with organizations which carry out terrorist activity in individual spheres, individual places, like the Al-Nusra Front, which is not described as an Islamist organization, and many people don't believe it to be a terrorist organization, but it is. Now, a few words about Muslim Brothers. These are the roots, the platform from which various groups of terrorists originated. It appeared in somewhere in the 1930s. It is still in place. And all the terrorist organizations, they originated from Muslim Brotherhood. And at the same time, there is a state which sponsors this organization, provides them with assistance, with money, with refuge for the supporters of this organization, and also facilities for broadcasting, for proliferating and promoting extremist ideas. In one of his statements, President Putin openly said that among those who sit side by side with us in the same hall, that's what Putin said in one of the international forums, and he said that in the hall there were people who sponsored terrorism, who patronized terrorism, and it's true, there are states that sponsor terrorism, and that's the problem of the Middle East countries. That these countries, whether in Yemen, Syria, or Libya, Iraq, everything that is happening on the Arab territory has been provoked, has been created or sponsored from abroad, from other countries. And the people who came from those countries know this very well. And they know what powers, what countries, small or large, follow the developments. Not just following the developments, but sponsor, donor, act as donors of various terrorist organizations. And the assistance which they provide to terrorist organizations, the assistance of those foreign states is quite obvious nowadays. I think this is the reason why ISIS and its ideas have survived so far. They're still popular because they are sponsored at the highest level from major states. And this is financial assistance and other forms of assistance. So this is international hypocrisy that I am referring to. We should also mention here how important it is to carry out ideological fight against these ideas. How important it is to fight the ideas of terrorism. In this fight, in our awareness raising, we should openly talk about the states that finance and sponsor the groups of terrorists, these terrorist organizations. And the international community must demonstrate this hypocrisy, which has been going on for a long time. And if we don't fight it, it will remain.